Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me again. I have come back to our picture. I feel like I should be in one of those SpongeBob episodes from when my kids were younger, like 2 hours later. Um, so I did a lot of work in the interim between last video and this video, and now my chair isn't cooperating with me, but let's do this anyway. So it looks like we have our regular image, but if we take the bottom layer out of the equation, I may have made a decision that may come back to bite me in the rear. Um, I cut the whole angel out and left just the bottom part. And I won't know until I get this completely colored top and bottom. My original plan was to kind of come off of the wings up this way and leave the lower half so I'm not pointing at the screen like I like to do for some reason. This area down here to be color coordinated with the angel in the coloring section, but I still have to erase all this stuff up here. I figured I'd let you guys have a little bit of fun with me. Um, I can do it without, but I thought I would show you again. When I did this part of it, I did have a white solid color background in there, so I'll go over that a second. So we go up here to layer and we go to new, and then we go add solid color layer. You can pick out any color you want. I usually go with white. Now, it's whiting everything out. So what we need to do then is drag it behind the layer that we're erasing on. And then we need to make sure we click on that layer so our blue box is around what we're working on. But as you can see, it shows you very brightly, very adroitly, however you, is that even a word? I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're here having fun. So it shows you very well what you're erasing, what you're not erasing. I also had a few spots where my old man Twitch got me. And so there might be a couple spots where the Twitch went and that's all I could do was, oh well. So we'll see how it all turns out. Like I said, the thing about doing this is it's art. I may get all the way to the end and go, I don't like the way that came out. And that's just sometimes how it works. And that's okay. I mean, if I have to start over again, I have to start over again. I won't drag you guys through that. I'll probably just, if I decide to do that before I do the lighting or whatever at the end, I'll be like, oh, by the way, I went back and redid this whole thing. So we have now gotten everything out of the way on this particular layer. So we can get rid of this solid color layer and we right click on it and just go delete. And yes, I want to delete the solid color layer. So now if I unhide our little guy over here, he's up there. And if I unhide the back layer, we're back to a full picture. But I'm going to hide that layer and hide our guy because we are going to work on the left-hand side over here, all the way at the bottom. The little equalizer thingy do here is we're going to adjust this layer. And I'm on the wrong layer. So we got to make sure we've got our highlighted box on the layer that we are working on. So we're going to adjust that layer. And I'm going to go temperature-wise a little bit to this side. Oh boy, that makes it like golden. So double click on it, put it back to the middle. Tint-wise, a little blue, a little green. Gonna kind of mosey on down. We're not going to use, well, we might use vibrance and saturation. Not going to use sharpness, although I may want to see what this luminance does with this side of the picture because we're working only with this. And I kind of want to see, maybe if I'm at like 175, I can get the whole, not really, 150. We'll go to 150 and hopefully that'll be about all of the wingspan. just about. So if we bring in luminance, if you've seen the other videos, you'll know that luminance actually kind of blurs things out to a certain extent. So we don't want much, but we have to have a little bit of luminance in there in order to affect the detail and the texture. And I don't want this stuff getting like god awful stringy. But if I do bring in some, I don't want it to be blurry. But if we bring in the texture, does the texture help us at all? It does not appear to, really. Um, Color-wise, I don't see anything on color with that. But I think I like that just a little bit. It's kind of a different way of doing noise reduction. I don't want to go too crazy. Maybe about 20. I'll play with the detail a little bit more. I said I don't want it stringy, but I don't want it blurry. And sometimes you just got to make a judgment call and go, I'm happy with that. So we'll go back to our colors and we'll zoom back out. And we want to be in hue, not saturation. It always defaults to saturation, so we want to be in hue first. And I'm thinking red's not going to do much. Not really, so we'll reset the red. What's the orange going to do? Well, that's going to bring in some magenta-y stuff. If we go the other way, it makes it almost greenish. I don't really want a green going on there. So I think I want a little bit of orange. Maybe we'll go about 30 on the orange and we'll see what the yellow does to it. Yellow's not doing a whole lot. Green, not doing a whole lot. There's no aqua, there's no blue. There's a little bit of magenta that might affect that just a little bit. But no, it's not. So we may play with this. We may go, I don't like that. So if we desaturate the orange or oversaturate the orange, I kind of want to get a glow going on down here, but I don't want it to be like craziness. And I may actually have to go and color his cloak. I just realized that because the cloak is just not, that's not doing anything. The yellow might make it too bright. We can go over to lightness. Well, I know what I didn't try is red in saturation. Does that give us anything? Not. So we'll go over to the lightness and the orange, we may want to darken. I think that's going to lighten it too much. I want to darken it maybe about there. What do we get from the yellow if we bring a little yellow brightness into it? So get a little bit more, a little bit less. It's kind of orangey, but it darkens it so much. Maybe right about there. And then what I'll do is I'll play a little bit with the vibrance. And it would be cool if I knew it printed well. Pretty sure that doesn't print very well. And the saturation, of course, we can play with on the slider bar up here. Again, that would be kind of cool if it would print well, but it will not. May not want to have it that saturated, as a matter of fact. Put the vibrance back to 0 and just play with saturation for a second. I obviously don't want it to be washed out. I don't think I need any exposure in here. I don't think I need any contrast, although I am going to mess with it a little bit just to see what we get. That's kind of cool, actually, to get a little contrast going in there. Oh, clarity. I need to zoom up just a little bit to see that a little better. So if we take the clarity all the way up, this looks stringy to me up here, so I don't want that. Stringy does not print well. It stands out like a sore friggin' thumb. The contrast, while cool, I don't want to go too high on the contrast. Now we can go back to our temperature and see if we really want to change anything temperature-wise. Yeah, if I was going for a black and white photo, that'd be pretty freaking cool. But I'm not. I'm going for something that's colorized. So I think that's about all I'm going to get out of there. So I'm going to go okay with that one. And then I'm going to hide this layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the lower layer, the base layer, I'm going to go after first. And then I'm going to bring our guy back in here and see how close I can get to matching that. Now remember, this is this area and up. It's around his wings and up that we're looking at. So we've got the orangey down here. I think I may actually want to cool this off a little bit up here. Not much. Cool it off just a little bit. And I don't know if I want the purple in there or not. So I'm going to zero that out for right now. It's going to be good if we blew that out a little more. Probably a little too much, but I want some in there because that's what I want to affect down here. And I don't think I'm going to need luminance and stuff up here, but we will check it a minute because we're no longer looking at the angel, but we are looking at this stuff in between here and over here. So if we look at, we put a little bit of luminance in it, let's say like 20, and then we go after the detail. What do we get? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot happening with texture. I don't even know if I moved that. Nothing happening with texture. The detail, I kind of like, but I'm going to look up here. I don't want it going crazy on these mountains. Maybe around 60 might be nice. So yeah, we did need a little bit of that, but I'm going to go ahead and close that up. And we're going to start in hue. And we are looking underneath his wings and all this area up here. So I'm going to start with blue. See what I get from the blue. Well, I could go aqua. I don't think I like aqua. I'm just not an aqua guy. You know what I mean? Just not an aqua guy. Purple's not giving us much anything. So we'll reset that one to 0. Magenta, like, nope, not gonna. So we're pretty much dealing with aqua and blue. Could play with the green, see if green does anything. Not a whole lot. And we'll go over to saturation and we'll play with the aqua. Makes it lighter, makes it a little bluer. Go into the blue. Ooh, I like that. A lot, not a lot. I like that a lot. That just kind of got cool all of a sudden. And we're going to play with lightness. Looks pretty cool. I like it when I do stuff and it makes me go, that looks really cool. Wow. So what if we get the vibrance in there? Ooh, not that. Don't want that. And with saturation. Kind of like that. Need any brightness? No, we don't need any brightness. What about darkness? Ooh, that's kind of cool, but it won't print. You get too dark, it won't print. I'm gonna pull that back together and see what it looks like. Hmm. I think I gotta go back into that and do the lower part a little bit differently. Excuse me, I really like this skyline and this stuff that we've got going on down here. And while I might be able to affect it a little bit with lighting, all I got to do is highlight my box here, and I can play with this now in the adjustment. And maybe we just need it to do something. That's not the right something. Maybe we need to cool it off a little bit. Oop, that might be the answer right there. Cool it off a little bit. And if we play with our hue again, maybe take a little bit of the yellow out. I just need to desaturate the yellow a little bit. Desaturate the orange a little bit. Ooh, it's kind of cool. And we can still add light sources and sparkles and all that kind of stuff at a later date, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. Play with saturation just a little bit. No, we brighten it up too much and it's bad news. Just does not fit. We'll leave the saturation alone. What about the vibrance? Leave that alone. I think I kind of like that. So now we bring in our boogeyman over here, make him the active layer. And I don't quite know what I'm going to do with him yet. I got to get some color in him first. I got to get him more matching the color up here. So we're going to start with the blue. cool him off. Might want to make him a little bit bigger too. We'll see what happens. Cool him off a little bit. And we don't really need a purple off at all. So let's see what we can do with him. A little more towards the blue. That's too purpley. That's too aqua-y. Now remember, I can throw another layer on top of here and adjust the transparency, but I don't really want to do that because it will end up washing out all of this gorgeous stuff that we have here. But there's some things I could do. I would like to see him get close, at least in color to this kind of stuff here. And maybe we can meld him together a little bit better. Maybe we need to go back to a little bit more of his image. Desaturate the blue too much, we lose too much of it. Looking at this here, I kind of want this to be very similar in color. And I think we're getting there. Might just need a little lighter, a little darker. Not lighter, just a little darker. Like I said, I may make him bigger. I may screw them a little bit more. I think I kind of like where his color is at right now. I'm not sure how I'm going to blend this all together. But that's part of the fun, man. We're just figuring out um, what to do, what not to do. But I think I'm going to cut this off there for right now. And I might have to play around with him a little bit. I might have to do some other things but when we come back, hopefully I have a better idea of what I'm doing in order to get him into this picture, because he's cool. And this picture needs something else. And I may end up moving him or distorting him, but I'll talk about it in the next video. But there we go, guys. We've got it colorized, and I'm happy with that, at least at this point in time. You never know after I look at it for a little while, but we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things that help me with the algorithm, and I will see you guys on the next one. Remember, let the chaos out, guys.